In this lesson, we'll learn how to add and manage bookmarks inside our InDesign file. Alright, so this is the file we looked at in the previous lesson, and I'm going to share a little bit about what I've got going here. If some of these images look familiar to you, they probably are. We've probably seen these all over our website. So what I've done is I've collected a few of the images from our website, and I've assembled them into sort of a self-promotional piece or a portfolio type project. Now we've made up a fictional character of John Doe, and we're going to be working on this particular file for this entire course. So now in the previous lesson I mentioned that we can output our interactive documents in one of two ways. We can output it as an interactive PDF, or we can output it as a flash file in the form of a Swift file or an FLA file. Now, we're going to kind of take this in the direction of a PDF first, and once we've showed you all those features, we'll go ahead and begin building on those and add in some features that are exclusive to Flash. So, the first thing we're going to learn about is bookmarks. Now, hopefully you're familiar with what a bookmark is when it comes to a PDF. Let me just go ahead and show you a PDF here. Now, this is a file from our Assembling and Working with Long Documents in InDesign CS5 course. And if I jump over here to the Bookmarks tab, you'll see here that this shelf opens up, and we have all these bookmarks that are littered throughout this document. Now, we can use these bookmarks to link to that information. All we need to do is click on one, and we're going to jump to that information here inside our document. Now, you can see here that there's sort of a nesting occurring here. You can see that we have Chapter 1 here, then we have several sections inside that, Chapter 2, and we can sort of collapse this down to where all we're looking at is the chapters. Now, we're going to look at all this here in just a moment as far as creating these inside InDesign, but let me show you one other thing. I'm going to jump up back to the beginning of our document here. And notice that this file actually has a table of contents. This is sort of a sample book. Now if we jump over here to the table of contents, when this table of contents was generated in InDesign, it actually generated all those PDF bookmarks for us. We can actually mouse over any of these bookmarks inside the table of contents and link to those inside the text, just like we were using that little bookmarks tab here. So if I click on that, you can see we jump inside the text. Now, we're not actually going to learn how to generate a table of contents in this lesson because this document doesn't really need a table of contents. If you're curious as to how to go about doing that, you might check out that Assembling and Working with Long Documents course. Inside that course, you'll learn how to do just that. But when you do generate that table of contents, you want to make sure that you have this Create PDF Bookmarks option checked. That's how those are created in that PDF file. So let me cancel out of that here. And let's go ahead and open up the Bookmarks panel, because a table of contents isn't the only way that we can create bookmarks. So let me click on that over here. It's a little open book with a little bookmark in it. Now remember, bookmarks are nothing more than links to information within our file. So if we wanted to create a bookmark for each of the pages in this document, you can see here that the way I have this set up, we have our cover page, then we have an introductory page, a gallery, and then some featured works. So if we wanted to create a bookmark for each one of these pages in our bookmarks panel, all we need to do is select that page here inside the pages panel, and we'll go ahead and click to add a new bookmark. You can see one's added there. We're prompted to name that bookmark. I'll just call that one Cover. Let's just double click on some of these other pages and create bookmarks for them as well. We'll call that one Introduction. We'll make one for this one, call it Gallery. And let's make one more. We'll make one called Featured Work Number 1. There we go. So we've created 4 bookmarks within our document. Now we can actually use the bookmarks here in the bookmarks panel to navigate the document as well. All we need to do is just simply double click on one of them, and we'll jump to that information in the document. Now I want you to notice something about these bookmarks. Each one of these bookmarks has a little page icon next to it. So it's a bookmark to a page. Now we can actually create bookmarks to other information as well. Let's go ahead and say that we wanted to create a bookmark to this caption here. Maybe the document you're creating these interactive features for is much longer, and you have sections within each topic that you're wanting to create bookmarks for. Let's go ahead and create one for this caption here. I'll just zoom in on that. I'm just simply going to grab my type tool, and we'll just drop our text insertion cursor inside that text frame there. We'll just put it at the very beginning. And let me come in here and click the new bookmark button. And notice what happens. We get a new bookmark here. I'm not going to name this one. I'll just click off of it. But I want to point something out to you. We don't have a page icon now. We have an anchor. Now, the reason we have a little anchor there is because what's happened is InDesign has created what's known as a text anchor inside that text frame. It's just a little invisible character. In fact, we can't even see it right now because I'm in presentation mode. Let me jump out of that by hitting W. And because I have my hidden characters revealed, we can actually see that those two little dots right there is going to be our text anchor. Now, we can also select specific text here to create the bookmark out of. Let's say we wanted to create a bookmark before the word warrior here. We just double click on that and select that word, and we'll create yet another bookmark here. Notice what happens. That bookmark automatically gets the name warrior because that's the text we had selected. So what we've done here is we've created individual bookmarks inside the document. Now these particular bookmarks, bookmark 5 and warrior, are actually on this introductory page. And if you remember the PDF document we just looked at, you may remember that we had sort of this nesting of bookmarks going on here. Maybe we want those two bookmarks we just created over here to be nested inside the introduction page bookmark here. So let me just click and drag one of these up. I'm going to drop it on top of the word introduction there. You'll notice a little arrow appears, and we can twirl that down, and now we have bookmarks inside that bookmark. So we can create that hierarchical structure there of bookmarks. If we wanted to nest one inside bookmark 5, all we need to do is drop those down. If we want to remove that nesting, we just click and drag out, and watch where that little black line goes. If I drag out to there, we can drag it out of the introduction page. I'm actually going to go ahead and drag that back into the introduction page here. So we've got both those two bookmarks nested inside introduction. And let's go ahead and delete one of them. Now this first bookmark, bookmark number 5, it's this very first one right here. Remember, we created that first. So if we wanted to delete that bookmark, all we need to do is come in here and either delete the text anchor that was created, or we could just simply click the delete button right here at the very bottom, little trash can icon. We'll get prompted with this message asking us if we're sure, and we'll hit OK, and we've deleted that bookmark. Now let me just zoom out a couple times here and show you another way to create these nested bookmarks. Let's say we select the introduction page bookmark here. We want to create a bookmark for the signature. With that selected, if we create the bookmark, it'll automatically nest it underneath there. So you can kind of see how this bookmarks panel works. It's really pretty simple, pretty straightforward. What I'll probably go ahead and do in between lessons, I'll go ahead and create a bookmark for each one of these pages. Let me go ahead and delete these two. I'll hold down Shift to select them both and hit that delete button. There we go. Alright, great. So in the next lesson, we're going to go ahead and continue on learning about the features that are exclusive to PDF interactive documents. We're going to go ahead and learn about hyperlinks.